Hey, I'm John Cannell, and today on Preppy Kitchen we're making some crispy, juicy, golden fried chicken. So let's get started. First off, we're gonna brine our chicken, which will infuse it with flavor and make it more tender. It's very important, so don't skip. Into a large bowl or a large Ziploc bag, we're gonna add 1 quart of buttermilk. I forgot to shake it, but it doesn't matter, we'll be mixing it up. Buttermilk is weakly acidic, and the acid will make the chicken more tender. About 3 tablespoons of hot sauce. You can add more or less as desired. No brine would be complete without salt. Let's add 1 tablespoon. By the way, you don't have to stop at these 2 ingredients. I often use pickle juice if I have an open container hanging around. It adds some extra flavor, and it's delicious. Let's give this a quick mix. Okay. For this recipe, you can use 1 whole chicken that you cut into pieces or grab 10 of your favorite pieces. Just make sure they're bone-in, and here I have an assortment: legs, thighs, and breasts, but you could have all dark meat or white meat if you please. Okay, we're gonna add the chicken in here. Your chicken should be in this brine for at least half an hour. That's the bare minimum. I usually do this overnight, so it has tons of time to really absorb the flavor. Xylitol acts as a tenderizer, and when you're adding anything into a brining solution, you're forcing more water into the meat. This way, our chicken will be crisp and golden on the outside, but really juicy on the inside. And by the way, if you like my videos, hit that subscribe button. There's 2 new recipes every week. My brined chicken can go into the fridge now. If you're gonna let this sit and soak in all that flavor overnight, just give it a cover so it doesn't absorb any other flavors. Once our chicken's done brining, we need to get our oil in the Dutch oven and heated. So grab a large Dutch oven and your favorite oil. I prefer peanut, but vegetable oil is perfectly acceptable as well. And we want 3 inches of oil in our Dutch oven. 3 inches looks like more than you think. I used a ruler on this one to be sure. We want medium heat, and this oil is going to slowly increase in temperature until it's at 340 Fahrenheit. While the oil heats up, we can finish up our prep. 2 rimmed baking sheets, 2 wire racks, but 1 is bare, and 1 has a double layer of paper towels to sop up the oil. Set those aside, and now we can get our dry ingredients together. Into a large bowl, we're adding 3 cups or 360 grams of all-purpose flour. Oof. Along with half a cup or 80 grams of cornstarch. It exploded. This is gonna give you a crisper, crispy fried chicken. We're gonna start adding some flavors now. Don't you dare make bland fried chicken. I will say, this is where you can have at it. Do what you'd like. These are suggestions. 1 tablespoon of onion powder, a tablespoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of ground black pepper. In the more optional realm, I have a teaspoon of cayenne, a teaspoon of smoked paprika. This is not in the recipe, but it falls under the optional do whatever you want category of spices. Be smoked or otherwise. A scant teaspoon of mustard powder, and 2 teaspoons of garlic powder. 1 and 2. Our scale is done. Grab a whisk and give it a good mix. While the oil heats up, we can do our first dredge. We're gonna double dredge for maximum crunch. Grab your chicken out of the fridge, and we want to shake off a little bit of the excess buttermilk without getting it on the counter or your skin, and then dip that right into the flour. In fact, you can kind of fluff it over. Shake off the excess flour and place that onto your rimmed baking sheet without the paper towels. If you're a fan of those little crunchy bits that kind of cling on to the edge of your fried chicken, grab about 2 tablespoons or so of your buttermilk solution and drizzle that right over your dredging mixture. Then give it a quick mix and you'll have these little nodules that'll cling onto your chicken for that extra crunchy bit. delicious. You're gonna continue this process for the remaining pieces of chicken until they're all dredged. Keeping an eye on the oil. If it gets too hot too quick, turn it down or turn it off. If your oil gets too hot when you fry your chicken, the outside will be golden and beautiful and crunchy, and the inside will be raw, which is gross. As the oil heats up and this chicken sits, the first dredge will get a little bit wet, which means it'll be able to accept some more of the flour mixture. And for some pieces, it might be easier to use a fork to place these. Like anything deep fried, this will be best just out of the fryer. But if you have leftovers or you made this in advance, you can heat this up really easily in your air fryer or oven. Air fryer is actually best for that because you'll get some of the crispiness back. And if you love the idea of fried chicken, but you don't want to do any deep frying, it sounds like this, don't make it then. You can make fried chicken in your air fryer. I have a recipe for that on the blog, and there's a video for that on the channel as well. Click up here. My chicken has had its first dredge. Let's do an oil check. Once your oil reaches 340, it's time to add it into the fryer, but we want to double dredge it. So for maximum crispiness, add your chicken back into the flour and just lightly dredge. Then you can place it in. Working in batches, you're gonna fry all this chicken up now, but be mindful of both the temperature and the size of the piece. So you want this to be around 340, meaning you'll be adjusting the temperature up and down as you go. When you add the chicken in, the temperature will drop. You'll fry your chicken until it's golden brown and reaches 165 when measured at the thickest portion with a thermometer. All the pieces will take different times. The breasts will take the longest as they're usually much larger than the rest. That's about 15 minutes. Around 12 minutes for the thighs and 7 to 10 for wings and drums. You can enjoy this plain as is out of the fryer or pair it with slaw, biscuits, gravy, mashed potatoes. You can have a delicious fried chicken sandwich. The list goes on. So let me know in the comments how you prefer to enjoy this. I'm always up for new things. If you let your oil drop too much, you could get soggy fried chicken, which nobody likes. One of the wonders of deep frying anything is the outside is actually fried and crisp. The inside is steam heated. If you let the temperature drop too low, the oil will penetrate further into the meat or whatever you're frying, and it's gonna be oily and gross. So make sure this is staying as close to 340 as possible. I had to move this all the way up to high because the temperature dropped so fast from those big pieces of meat I added in. Just like with biscuits, this recipe was revolutionized by KFC. This is not an ad for them, but they really did do a lot to promulgate fried chicken across the country and the world. One of my favorite variations, Korean fried chicken, came around in the 50s, and that married American fried chicken with Korean sauces to make something truly delicious. It's time to check our chicken, so grab a piece, skewer it, and that's very funny because it looked perfect. It's only 100 degrees on the inside, so it needs some more time. This is a really big thigh. I'm not even gonna check the breast because it's huge. My chicken reached temp, but I wanted to give you a hint. If you have big pieces and they're really taking on too much color, but they're still not the correct temperature, you can finish these off in the oven. If you're finishing your chicken off in the oven, it'll be 350 for 10 to 20 minutes or until it reaches that correct internal temp. You would have it on a rimmed baking sheet with the wire rack over it and no paper towels. I'm gonna keep deep frying in batches and we'll come back when I'm done. Once your chicken's all fried up, serve immediately, and just like that, it's ready to enjoy. Golden and crisp on the outside, so juicy on the inside, and totally packed with flavor. I hope you get a chance to make this delicious recipe. And if you like my videos, hit that subscribe button and check out my chicken playlist.